City is out. Leslie Picker, you've got to do the heavy lifting for us, and then we'll pretend that we've got some analysis we're talking about afterward.
I'll bail you out with this one, Joe. Yeah, Citi shares jumping on this news, reporting second quarter net income of $2.9 billion for the second quarter, $1.33 per share. That's a 36% decline from a year ago, but analysts polled by Refinitiv were expecting $1.30 per share, so a 3% beat there. And that decrease in net income was driven by higher expenses, higher cost of credit, and lower revenue, according to Citi. Top line saw a slight decrease, just 1% to $19.4 billion in 2Q, beating Wall Street's projections. Operating expenses up 9% for the quarter as well. Revenue from fixed income and equity markets, bright spot here, but it was down 13% and 10% respectively, but that is far better than the firm had guided earlier in the quarter, actually. Now, also helping drive revenue lower was investment banking, down 24%. Economic uncertainty thwarting deal making. No surprise to see that number in the quarter there. Citi's Treasury and Trade Solutions division, that does cash management, among other services for large corporations. Also a bright spot here with 15% top-line growth thanks to higher interest rates and volume growth. Personal banking revenue also grew during the quarter as well. Now, net credit losses were $1.5 billion, up 77% from a year ago, mostly from consumer loans. That contributed to a 43% jump in the cost of credit for the firm. Citi returned $2 billion in capital to shareholders through dividends and buybacks, and CEO Jane Fraser said in the release that they will, quote, continue to review our return levels on a quarter-by-quarter basis. We'll be speaking with Citi's CFO Mark Mason exclusively this afternoon here on CNBC, guys.
I can't get over just Citigroup. I can't get beyond the financial crisis because it's $47 stock, but I still see it as a $4.70 stock. And it's $92 billion market cap. JP Morgan's almost a $500 billion. And, oh, wow. Who did that for me? How'd you know? It must really be predictable. But it's just flatline. Shareholders, long-suffering, it's flatline. It's flatline for the last, ever since the financial crisis. And I love Jamie, and he's a piece of work. But there's a difference. One of these is not like the other through the financial crisis. There's risk management, and then there's I'm going to keep dancing until the music stops with Chuck Prince and others. And it's just a commentary on, and if you're really effective at doing what you do, otherwise you get stuck as a $4.80 stock still, Leslie. Sorry to...
Joe, I don't know if you can hear me, but there's like thunder and lightning happening. Like you said, financial crisis, and it's like the skies opened up and it started. Absolutely, yeah, kind of weird, but
never recovered.
To your point, I mean, that's kind of the whole overhaul that Citi is undergoing right now. It's, obviously divesting a lot of their international businesses, trying to be a smaller, more focused bank, very kind of clued in on certain markets, exiting their Mexico business. That was announced during the quarter. They're going to IPO that in a few years. Some of the costs associated with the quarter were tied to severance in certain Asia markets. So there's still this kind of turning of the ship at Citi that's underway. And so the results of that have yet to fully play out under Jane Fraser's leadership.
Right. It's tough. But and when I look at, okay, it's up. It went from $4.70 to $4.80 because of the 1 for 10 reverse split. It was, it was a very difficult time for, I mean, we now know how close we came. We look back on that and hope it never really happens again. But we should do like a long-term. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say what's interesting kind of as you take a step back and look at the results of all three banks, the large banks that reported this morning, is kind of how full circle we've come since the financial crisis, given just the results of regionals and the fallout and the impact it's had on the larger banks.
Yeah, that little mini thing we had with SVB and First Republic, we, viewed in the context of what we were just talking about, it's hopefully that's all it was a little tremor. Really? All right, thank you. Thanks, Leslie.